Well, hey there, my fellow movie minions. I'm really excited by today's news. As a lifelong Stephen King fan, I love the novel It. I've read that novel 3 times. I thoroughly enjoyed the miniseries back in 1990, and I liked It Chapter 1 a bunch. It Chapter 2, I liked like 60% of it. So when I heard that Max was working on a prequel series to It, called Welcome to Derry, I was stoked. Having read the book, I know there is potential for a rich backstory and so many frightening events. Considering how long the creature has been in Derry, the potential is there to stretch the story to some interesting places. So this could be a really cool thing. Now, we've known about Welcome to Derry for a while. That's not the news. And like I said, I liked 60% of Andy Muschietti's It Chapter 2. I felt the last third went a little off the rails a bit, but Bill Skarsgard did a fantastic job as Pennywise the Dancing Clown, as did Tim Curry in the original miniseries. It has been up in the air for a long time who was going to be taking over the role of Pennywise, a.k.a. Bob Gray, for this series, since Skarsgard announced last March that he wasn't involved with the project. We knew Andy Muschietti and Barbara Muschietti, alongside partner Jason Fuchs, were all in, but who would be donning that crazy orange hair and those twisted teeth? Well, this week we got an update, and it was a doozy. Skarsgard will be reprising the role of Pennywise, and he's also going to be an executive producer on the show. This is best news scenario right here, as it's going to help the continuity of the universe already established in 2 movies, and those movies broke records, so people must have liked something about them, right? I think overwhelmingly people think Bill Skarsgård did a great job as Pennywise. That's not to take any level away from the amazing Tim Curry. These were 2 very different portrayals, which I was very pleased to see. I'm glad he didn't just try to do his interpretation of Tim Curry. Now, as for the series itself, well, we don't know a ton. Even the name, Welcome to Derry, is subject to change, although I myself really dig it. We have been told to expect 9 episodes, at least 4 of which are going to be directed by Muschietti himself. We also know Fuchs wrote the pilot episode. And we have heard the show will focus its attention in the 1960s. They, of course, moved the timeline of the movies, as the book takes place in 1957 and 1985. But the movies, the recent ones, took place in 1989 and 2016. 27 years as per the book. With that in mind, it should mean we could expect the series to take place in 1962. But again, they do have the freedom to stretch that 27 years back further. And since rumor is the series is going to deal somewhat with the beginning of Pennywise, we might just get more. Also set to star in the series are Taylor Page, Jovan Adepo, Chris Chalk, and James Remar. Now, originally the show was set for a Halloween 2024 release, which is technically still possible, but the big shots over at Max are telling us it will likely be moved to early 2025, since the strike moved everything off kilter. For me, personally, It is one of the most terrifying novels ever written, and I really welcome the opportunity to explore the world a little deeper. I have no idea if they're going to consult with Stephen King on any of this, although early rumblings suggest he's not going to be involved in any way, but there are plenty of juicy bits that never made it out of the novel. That giant evil bird, the kids in the standpipe, the Silver Dollar Massacre, and so much more. But we really need to see a faithful adaptation of The Fire at the Black Spot, because God knows neither movie, the first one didn't even talk about it. I think they maybe rumbled about it. And the second one, let's not even talk about that crap they pulled in the second one. Also, the fact that the movie has changed the timeline means that now, heading back to the 60s, they could do things like the Wolfman story that was introduced in the book that didn't really happen in the movie because, well, they took us into the 80s. I don't know how you make that scary in a movie, but it is absolutely terrifying in the book. Anyway, I'm going to be checking this out when it hits Max. But how about you guys? You going to be watching this? Drop a comment. Also, like and share, and then subscribe, and then you'll become a member of our Losers Club, the Movie Minions. Now go forth. Watch the miniseries again because it's really fun. And stay awesome.